The Industrial Revolution, which began in the late 18th century and continued into the 19th century, was a major driver of economic transformation. It led to the growth of industries such as textiles, coal mining, and manufacturing, creating new business opportunities and professions. The expansion of trade and commerce, facilitated by the development of the British Empire, further fueled economic growth. Middle-class entrepreneurs, merchants, and professionals benefited from these changes, accumulating wealth and social status. The Victorian middle class was not a monolithic group, but a diverse segment of society. It included industrialists, businessmen, professionals, such as doctors, lawyers, and engineers, clerks, shopkeepers, and educators. Unlike the aristocracy, whose wealth was based on land and inheritance, the middle class earned their income through commerce, industry, and professional work. This distinction was crucial in shaping their values and lifestyle. The Victorian middle class placed a strong emphasis on morality, respectability, and self-discipline. They valued hard work, thrift, and self-improvement, reflecting the Protestant work ethic that was influential during this period. Respectability was demonstrated through behavior, dress, and social conduct. Middle-class families strove to maintain a proper and modest appearance, avoiding any behavior that could be deemed immoral or improper. The family was central to middle-class life, with clearly defined gender roles. Men were typically the breadwinners, working outside the home in business or professional roles. Women were often homemakers, responsible for managing the household and raising children. Middle class, women were expected to embody virtues such as piety, purity, and domesticity. Education was highly valued, and middle-class families invested in the education of their children, particularly sons, to prepare them for professional careers. Middle-class families lived in well-built, comfortable homes, often in the suburbs of growing cities. These homes featured separate rooms for different functions, including parlors for entertaining guests, dining rooms, and bedrooms. Domestic servants were a common feature of middle-class households. Even modest middle-class families often employed at least one servant to assist with household chores, allowing the family to maintain a respectable home. Leisure activities were an important part of middle-class life. Activities such as reading, attending the theatre, visiting museums, and participating in sports were popular. The Victorian era saw the rise of organised leisure activities and clubs, including cricket, football and tennis clubs, as well as literary and debating societies. The middle class was instrumental in the development of a consumer culture. They had the means to purchase goods and services beyond basic necessities, leading to the growth of retail businesses and department stores. Fashion, home furnishings, and personal items became important symbols of status and identity. Middle-class Victorians were attentive to trends and often sought to display their taste and refinement through their possessions. Middle-class Victorians were often involved in philanthropy and social reform. They established and supported charitable organizations, hospitals, and schools, aiming to address social issues such as poverty, illiteracy, and poor health. Notable figures like Octavia Hill worked to improve housing conditions for the poor, while others, such as Josephine Butler, campaigned for social and legal reforms. The middle class played a significant role in the political landscape of Victorian Britain. The Reform Acts of 1832, 1867, and 1884 gradually extended the right to vote to more men, including many middle-class men. Middle-class Victorians were often advocates of liberal political ideas, supporting policies that promoted free trade, education reform, and individual rights. They were influential in shaping public policy and national discourse. The Victorian middle class was both a patron and a producer of culture. Middle-class authors like Charles Dickens, Charlotte Bronte, and George Eliot wrote novels that explored the complexities of contemporary society, often highlighting issues of class, gender, and morality. Art and architecture also flourished, with middle-class patrons supporting artists, and new styles such as Gothic revival becoming popular in both public buildings and private homes. Education was highly valued by the middle class, leading to the establishment of numerous schools, colleges, and universities. Education for girls also gained importance, with institutions like the North London Collegiate School providing quality education for middle-class girls. The Victorian era was a time of intellectual ferment, with advances in science, philosophy, and the humanities. Middle-class Victorians engaged with new ideas through lectures, reading societies, and publications. The Victorian middle class played a crucial role in shaping the social, economic, and cultural landscape of 19th century Britain. Their values, lifestyle, and influence left a lasting legacy on British society. The emphasis on hard work, education, and respectability, along with their contributions to social reform and culture, helped to define the era and set the stage for future developments in the modern world. The Victorian middle class not only benefited from the transformations of their time, but also actively participated in and drove the changes that defined the Industrial Revolution and the broader Victorian period.